Hi, today I'm reviewing the Fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Dream Night Cream. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so if you want to help keep the channel independent, check out my products at the Amazon link below. So the Fresh brand recently released this new cream, and it's kind of a sleeping cream almost, a night cream, because they recommend it to be used at night before bedtime on to clean skin. So I saw this in the store and I thought I'd pick it up, and to be honest, I thought the jar is really pretty. It is. I don't know. Fresh, though, for me is very hit or miss. So I guess you'll find out if this was a hit or if it was a miss. My first criteria is packaging, and obviously I'm not a huge fan of the packaging. However, it's not as big of an issue because there's not a ton of antioxidants that are sensitive to light and air in this. I still would have preferred an airless jar or squeeze tube, but they went with the jar, which is very pretty though. My second criteria is alcohol, and this contains some good fatty alcohols, bihenyl, Citral alcohol, but it also contains a very small amount of T-butyl alcohol, which is a denatured alcohol, which is a short chain or drying type of alcohol. It's not a very large amount. It's one of the very last ingredients, so not, again, a huge issue. But I'd probably be better with something else in its place. I just prefer to go alcohol-free, which is free of the denatured or drying types of alcohols. But again, it is a smaller amount, so not a huge deal, not a deal breaker. If you're interested in this, I wouldn't not try it solely because of that, but you're just better off avoiding the drying and denatured alcohols as much as you can. And there's some products that use it, a small amount of it, just for the solvency of it, to get the creamy texture, or to kind of thicken things up, or to kind of make the cream set faster. So again, not a deal breaker, but I would have preferred not to see that on the ingredient list. My third criteria is fragrance, and this one has a few fragrance ingredients. It's got lemon peel oil, and that is higher up on the ingredient list. And then it also contains fragrance, which can be any combination of hundreds of different ingredients. It's a trade secret, so companies don't have to list what they're using for fragrance. So it could be a different combination of a lot of different things. So if you have sensitive skin or even normal skin, you're better off avoiding fragrance as much as you can, because it can cause issues, sensitivity, reactions, dermatitis, things like that. This also contains limonene, which is a fragrance ingredient, and it also contains citral. And citral and geranol are usually the two fragrance ingredients that I prefer to avoid as often as I can. Citral is the last ingredient, but it's a huge cause of contact dermatitis in products. And I think a lot of people probably don't know that, but citral is one of the ones you want to avoid as much as you can. And fun fact, citral is frequently used in dishwashing detergents and some laundry detergents. It gives things, like if you use dishwashing detergent, if you ever notice, it has like a lemony scent. Citral is usually responsible for that lemony scent. So I don't know. I don't want to use the same thing that I use to wash my dishes on my face, but a lot of products contain it, and thankfully it is the last ingredient. But again, it can, if you have very sensitive skin or even normal skin, cause issues. So it's my soapbox for today. So this has 4 different fragrance ingredients in various parts of the list. So again, probably better off to avoid as much as often as you can. So my fourth criteria is the manufacturing location, and this is made in France, so no issues with that. My fifth criteria is ease of use, and it's very easy to use, so they recommend using this at bedtime. They don't recommend using it in the daytime. It is very emollient, and a little bit of this goes a very long way. So, but very easy to use. It smooths over the skin nicely. It's got a very nice emollient texture to it. It feels very creamy. Plays well with other products for the most part. I didn't have any issues layering this, and I used it a few times during the daytime on days when my skin felt super dry, and it did seem to add some moisture to it. But I do kind of go with their recommendations to use it at nighttime, because Some of those ingredients are like the lemon peel oil can cause reactions if you use them in the sunlight without sunscreen. So a lot of those citrusy ingredients and fragrances and things don't play well in the sun. So that is probably another reason why they recommend using it at night, also because of how emollient and creamy it is. So if you have dry skin, you'll probably appreciate how moisturizing it feels. If you have oily skin, you still will probably appreciate how hydrating it is, but definitely geared more towards those with dry to very dry skin, or some with normal, but oily skin needs hydration too, so nothing wrong with that. So very easy to use. My sixth criteria is antioxidants, and so they call this kind of an anti-aging cream, and then they also call out 2 ingredients to highlight: peach, which is beneficial for skin, hydrating, and then the super lotus extract, and which is in the title of the name, obviously. Lotus is a skin soothing ingredient, and it has been shown to have some mild antioxidant properties. It's not by far the superstar ingredient, so it's kind of interesting that they picked that to kind of title it after. But it has been shown to have some good antioxidant skin soothing properties. Also has shea butter in it, vitamin E, and then Anthemis nobilis flower extract, which is also the name for chamomile, which is good for skin as well. So they've done a good job putting a lot of good beneficial ingredients in there, and for the most part, most of those are very light or air sensitive. So with repeated light and air exposure, you're not going to have a decrease in benefits as much, but sticking your hands in there and things like that aren't the best. But anyway, so they've done a good job throwing some good beneficial ingredients in there. When I first scanned the ingredient list, I wasn't impressed, and then I read a little bit further and I was like, yeah, I get it. They did a good job. So my 7th criteria is animal testing. And so I Googled this and I found a lot of information. The Fresh company says they do not test their ingredients or products on animals unless required to by a regulatory board. And I believe they do sell in countries where animal testing is required before you sell your products. So taking that into account, they are not cruelty-free. I'm thinking some of this is going to start changing more and more often. It's moving that direction anyway. My 8th criteria is performance, and definitely does a good job leaving skin feeling hydrated. When you wake up in the morning after using this, my skin felt more soft and a little bit plumped. So it feels nice, although if you have very sensitive skin, you're more likely to have issues with some of those fragrance ingredients. But overall, in general, it does perform nicely and hydrate your skin. My 9th criteria is price, and this is the full size, which is 1.6 ounces, and it retails for $48. So it is pricey. It's definitely not the most pricey. They've got, I think Fresh has one of their creams that's like $200 for a jar, and I think I have a giant sample of that, so I'll have to review that too. But so it is pricey, but not the most pricey. So it's pricey. And then my 10th criteria is the it factor, and they kind of have hit my trifecta: jar packaging, denatured alcohol, and fragrance. It's kind of my 3 strikes you're out rule almost. So yeah, they could have made a few changes and I would have really liked this, but anyway, we're stuck with what we have, and what we have is a 4 out of 10, which is, you could do worse. And yeah, it could be worse. It could be better, but it could be worse. So it's kind of middle of the road, a little bit down. So yeah, so anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this one out yet or not. And if you've tried it, what your thoughts are, or if you've tried any other Fresh moisturizers or products. What do you like, and what is it? Yeah, they're very hit or miss. Yeah. I don't know. Some of their products are okay, and then some of them are just too much fragrance, too much alcohol, too much jar packaging, too expensive. So, I don't know. Anyway, so leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Check out nobsbeauty.com and the Amazon link below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, guys.